Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. We are from Group 7. I am Izuya and I'll be leading our presentation on leadership. Before we begin, let me introduce our team members. My name is Izuya Khairani Islami.
My name is Bunga Gabriela Putri.
My name is Intan Dwi Cahyani.
My name is Bunga Fernandez.
My name is Zakil Merizal.
Today we will be discussing about leadership. We prepared a concise overview that we believe will provide valuable insight for everyone here. Let's get started. Our first material will be presented by Bunga Fernandez.
Okay, the first material is leadership theory. There are eight leadership theory. The first one is great man theory and great man theory. Emerged in the 19th century, this theory believes that a person's leadership qualities are innate. Although there is no clear research, there are many people who believe that some individuals are characterized as great leaders. The next one is style and behavioral theory is the opposite of the great man theory. This theory states that great leaders are the result of learning and practice. Leaders can develop three main skills: technical skills, human skills, and conceptual skills. The third one is trait theory or personality trait theory. Explains that individuals who will excel in leadership, some important characteristics include intelligence, courage, knowledge, and a sense of responsibility. The next one is behavior theories. Focus on the leader's behavior, which is considered key to leadership success. To success in leadership, this theory asserts that behavior can be learned on trained. The next one is contingency theory. States that there is no one best way to lead. Leadership styles must be adapted to the situation and conditions at hand. Leader performance can change depending on the situations. The next one is servant theory. Emphasize the importance of leaders who serve and look after the welfare of members. A good leader is one who helps followers become more independent and reduces excessive anxiety. The next one is transactional theory. Describes leadership as an agreement between leaders and members. Leaders reward members' performance with rewards such as bonus or salary increases. The last one is transformational theory. Focuses on positive change. This style of leadership involves a personal relationship between the leader and members with the aim of building awareness and motivation in achieving common goals. That's all from me. Back to moderator.
Okay, thank you, Bunga Fernandez. The next material will be presented by Almer.
Okay, thanks set to moderators. Next, I presented about leadership techniques. Number one is sensitivity training. Sensitivity training, a technique that focus on improving sensitivity and interpersonal relationship skills in small groups. Number two is organizational development grid or OD grid, which evaluates leadership style from less effective to ideal, with attention to human and production aspect. Number three is feedback survey, in which participants fill out questionnaires to measure perceptions and attitudes. And the results are provided to participants and managers. Number four is process consultation, which observes communication and decision making within the organization and then provides feedback for improvement. Number five is team building. Team building have to improve the effectiveness and satisfaction of individuals in work groups. Number six is transactional analysis, which teaches clear and responsible communication and responsibility. Number seven is intergroup activities aimed at improving relationships between groups and addressing coordination issues. Number eight is third-party peacemaking, where the consultant acts as a third party to mediate conflict. Next is origins of leaderships. Leadership began alongside human civilization when human groups needed leaders to survive. In those days, leaders were chosen based on strength, intelligence, and courage. There are several theories about why someone becomes a leader. Number one is genetic theory states that a person is born with the talent to be a leader, which states is leaders are born, not born. Number two is social theory, argues that anyone can be a leader if there is an opportunity and coaching. The next one is ecological theory, combines the two previous theories, says that talent needs to be developed according to the environment and situation. And then situational theory states that leadership depends on context, where a person may be a leader in one situation but not in another. Leaders are responsible for the success of the group they lead. That's all from me to present. I give back to moderator. Thank you.
Thank you, Amer. Next material is leadership criteria will be presented by Intan.
Thank you, moderator. So I will explain about leadership criteria. Number one, quality is the degree to which a process or the results of the implementation of activities can approach perfection or close to the expected goal. Two, quantity is the amount produced from production, for example, in number of dollars, number of units, number of activity cycle completes. Number three, timeline is the degree to which an activity can be complete at the desired time, taking into account the coordination of output and the time available for other activities. Next. Number four, cost effectiveness is the degree to which use of organizational research, human, finance, technology, materials to the maximum. And to assess the high results and can do reduction of loss at every course or research. Number five, need for supervision is the degree to which extent to which an employee will be able to carry out a function of the job without having to require supervision of a supervisor to prevent unwanted action by the company. Number six, interpersonal impact in the degree to which extent to which a leader can maintain self-esteem, good name, and cooperation among coworkers and subordinates. So, I beg to moderator.
Thank you, Intan. The next material will be present by Bunga Febrila.
Thanks to moderator. Next material is type of leadership. One, the personal leadership type, in which actions are carried out with direct contact through verbal interactions. Two, non-personal leadership type, in which this direction is exercised through subordinates or not personal media. Three, authoritarian leadership type, in which the leader is hardworking, conscientious, and follows results strictly. Four, democratic leadership type, in which the leader participates with the group to achieve a common goal. Five, paternalistic leadership type, which is founded based on a fatherly nature to provide direction. Six, talent-based leadership type, which emerged from informal group with a competition system to produce talent leaders. Next. Next material is leadership style. One, autocratic or authoritarian. All decisions are taken by the leader without taking suggestion from subordinates. Decisions are quick and centralized. Two, participative or democratic. The leader shares decision with team members, promoting equality and common interest. Three, laissez-faire or freedom. Decisions are left to subordinates, giving them a high degree in independence to achieve goals. Next, please. Four, task and relationship oriented. Task-oriented leaders focus on achievement of results, while relationship-oriented leaders pay more attention to well-being of members and communication within the team. Five, paternalism, a father figure-like style, in which the leader gives direction and limit members' choices. Six, servant leadership. The leader serves as a servant to the team, focus on togetherness without giving explicit direction. Thank you. I return it to the moderator.
Thank you, Bunga. So the conclusion of today's discussion is, based on the explanation above, it can be concluded that leadership has evolved from innate talent to a skill that can be learned. The theory vary from genetics, social to transformational, with leadership types including authoritarian, democratic, and paternalistic. Leader performance is measured through quality, quantity, timeless, cost effectiveness, independence, and the ability to build a relationship. Organizational development can be achieved through sensitive training, leadership style evolution, feedback, and team building to increase effectiveness in achieving common goals. So that's all. Thank you for watching our presentation. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
Waalaikumsalam
Waalaikumsalam
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.